Hello, bonjour, hola, konnichiwa, and guten tag. Welcome to my presentation. We'll be discussing working with others in the workplace. So, question. What if I told you there is a way to work with any and every type of person, regardless of location? Would you be interested? What if I told you the methods discussed here today can be used to improve your day-to-day interactions with all personality types? Could that be of benefit to you? Chair. If you have answered yes to either of my questions, then sit back, give me a few moments of your time, and allow me an opportunity to enlighten you. As the information we are about to discuss will surely transcend your professional life and when correctly applied will permeate your family life, your social life, and even translate to dollars saved in your general life. So before we delve into the hows, the whys, and the whats of our main topic, let me introduce myself and explain why you should consider me as a reliable subject matter expert. First of all, please call me by my name, take a Sheares. Secondly, no, I am currently employed as a captain by a full-time fire department, which demands I efficiently work with a myriad of personality types in a variety of emergent and non-emergent situations. Emergent situations range from commanding my teams in tactical fireground operations to orchestrating the resuscitation efforts of my team during respiratory and cardiac arrest operations. Spans a pretty good distance. I've been part of teams and I've been leading teams in this capacity for the last 20 odd years. That 20 years of experience has also garnered me with countless on-scene general citizen interactions, which requires an entirely different personnel managing skill set. So, collectively, these experiences have taught me a ton about working with other people, which we will now share with you, starting with your interpretation of a picture. All I ask is when I present this picture, simply tell me what it is that you see. Here we go. Here's our picture. What is it that you see? And when I look at this picture, I see it's picturesque. This is a picture of a workplace. See, everybody's happy. You can tell it's professional. From their dress attire, everybody's in shirt and tie or dresses, so it's definitely a professional work setting. But take a closer look. Take a second glance. Tell me, what do you see? What else do you notice? Well, if you said you notice that this is a multi-generational and multi-ethnically or multicultural, I say, work group, then my good friends, you would be correct. In this picture, we have 5 generations represented and several ethnicities represented. Bear with me. I'll explain. Hey, we have potential for a traditionalist. The gent with the bifocals on and the real nice haircut. I may say that would be one of our traditionalists. Let's see here. We can find us a baby boomer. Ah, there's a baby boomer. The gent with the salt and pepper hair, kind of scowling at everybody. Sounds about right. That's what my parents do all the time. They scowl. So that would be a baby boomer right there. Let's see if we can find us some Gen Xers. Gen Xers, where y'all at? Oh, there's a Gen Xer. The young lady next to the traditionalist. Well, the middle-aged lady next to the traditionalist. She's kind of looking at the young man next to her talking. That would be that's one of our Gen Xers. Let's see if we can find us a Gen Yer. They're easy to spot because they're in the prime of their life and they're always happy. Oh, there they go. We got 3 Gen Yers screaming at us. The young man next to our baby boomer. With the tie on, smiling ear to ear. The young lady at the head of the table next to the traditionalist, grinning ear to ear, and the lady at the top of the table, potentially, like I said, would probably be considered a Gen Y to Gen Xer. She's got to be in between. Now, last but not least, can anybody spot the Gen Zer? Easy to spot. You look at everybody's or spot in front of them. You look at everybody's spot in front of them. You can tell that everybody has a ton of work in front of them. Books, notepads, computers, things like that. But your Gen Zer just has one smart device. There's our Gen Zer, boom, our redhead in the black dress with one singular smart device, like I said, looking like she's just happy beyond her reason, just happy to be there. Those are your Gen Zers. So, Like I said, I see a group of professionals who span 5 different generations and several cultural ethnicities. But what or why is knowing this important? What purpose does understanding the generational and cultural nuances amongst your coworkers serve? And to this, I'll say, to work well with others, one should know the others they work with. Here's your others, going from the most senior to the least senior of coworkers. The traditionalists. Born between the years of 1923 and 1944, according to Dunn and Hyman in 2016, as a text they wrote, they value hard work, they value hands-on experience, and they value employer loyalty. And last but not least, they also appreciate person-to-person communication. Let's proceed. The baby boomers, born between the years of 1944 and 1960, according to Dunn and Hyman, written in 2016 once again, they value hard work, are extremely competitive, and work well in teams. And they too value interpersonal communication. So, let's continue. The Gen Xers. According to Dunn and Hyman in 2016, they were born between the years of 1961 and 1980. They are commonly known as the latchkey kids because they raised themselves whilst their baby boomer parents were out conquering the workplace. So, because of their early childhood experiences, this group works well in team dynamics, can work independently, covets interpersonal relationships, and values open communication regardless of mediums. And our Gen Yers, our millennials, they were born between the years of 1981 and 2000, and according to Hyman and Dunn, this group is incredibly tech savvy. They grew up amongst technology. Technology is all they pretty much know. They are one with technology. So understand that this group is very idealistic. They're pragmatic. And social media connections represent an extension of their family units and their friend base. This group also values personal connections in any way they can find it, hence their dependence on social media. So, last but not least, once again, your Gen Zers. They were born after the year 2000, and according to Dunn and Hyman, they represent the high school interns of your workplace. They are oftentimes called the silent generation because most of their time is silently spent communicating on their smart devices. You can tell a Gen Zer from a mile away because they don't look up. They walk into things, but their eyes are always down on their communication or their smart devices. So a little is known about the work ethic. The Gen Zers, as they are just making entry into the workplace, I suspect they will share some of the same commonalities as noted in the other previous generations, which would possibly be a value for personal relationships regardless of mediums. So here's a question. Now that we have taken a look at the different people we work with, can we identify a common denominator of all generational groups? And if such a common denominator exists, then is there a common theme to approaching such diverse groups? All right, fair question. Well, as I see it, there is a common theme amongst all the diverse groups, which is they all value interpersonal relationships. Who knew across 5 different generational lines a commonality exists? So what does that mean to you? How does such knowledge affect your ability to work with others in the workplace? Fair question again. This knowledge can be used as a cheat code for your inner office and interpersonal relationships. I can see you, everybody scratching their heads and asking, how, pray tell, can this information be used as an interpersonal cheat code? To which I say, thought you would never ask. Let's start with a fun fact. What is the second largest investment an adult would normally make? I'll give you time to consider. A lot of folks will probably say education, and that's probably it's approaching, but traditionally, the second largest investment an adult would make is probably a new car. Why did I bring up such a factoid? Because car sales professionals are the masters of working with other people, and their workplace is generally considered to be the open consumer market. Think about it. A car sales professional's merchandise is not unique to them, nor their dealership, as typically that exact same model of car can be bought from a competing dealership and a competing sales professional, oftentimes for a better price at a dealership that's literally located just across the street. So, what is it that compels a person to buy from that particular sales professional? To that question, I'll provide you with a simple statistic. 90% of people that buy a car from a car salesperson bought that car only because they liked the sales professional. Sit on that for a second. That's pretty powerful. That's it. Car sales professionals are essentially both purveyors of automobiles, but more importantly, they are purveyors of interpersonal relationships. How does such a factoid relate to your professional workplace and the people whom you work with? To that question, I suggest you model the interactions displayed by your favorite car sales professional and or general professionals alike. Be nice. That's it. Simple concept to begin with. Be nice. Car sales professionals and sales professionals alike all embody my suggestion because such a suggestion works. It works across all generational and cultural lines. The reason it works and the reason such a suggestion translates across all organizational lines as well is because, like the cars professionals have demonstrated, our actions facilitate the actions of others. Let me repeat that. Our actions facilitate the actions of others. What does that mean? That's fair? Well, our actions set the tone of our interpersonal and professional engagements. So in other words, we are the architects of all of our interpersonal experiences. We author the narrative. We command the dialogue. We are the directors of the show. As the directors of the show, here we go. Just bear with me. We direct and foster positive work relationships by simply projecting a positive attitude and being nice. But why do we have to be nice? Why does such a task fall on our shoulders? Why can't we expect that from others? That's a fair question to ask. And to that question, I'll respond with the reiteration of my previous point. It's your story, not their story. As such, your actions are the requisite to your story. You are the story lead, and everyone else are the supporting roles. They respond to your lead, so proactiveness is the order of the day. So taking such a proactive role and marshaling a good attitude or general niceness amongst coworkers or colleagues, you guide worker interactions or interaction variables that typically represent obstacles to good work relations. All right, another question. What do I mean by obstacles to good coworker relations? Okay. Hamilton and Crow, 2017, defined one's unwillingness to accept new information as is called a psychological reactance. In simpler terms, this is your body's psychological defense system to new information, which includes new experiences and new people. An example of such a reactance can be noted in the first moments we meet someone. In the time it takes to shake a hand, we have already judged a person and decided if we like them or not. Such decisions are your body's psychological defense systems at work in real time. Well, because of such psychological defense mechanisms, co-worker interactions are normally avoided, representing a definite obstacle to co-worker relationships. And it is important to note, not everyone is in command of their psychological self. Hence, the importance of leading the charge and disarming such defense mechanisms. And being nice is a skill needed for it. That's how you disarm these defense mechanisms. So hear the words that I say. Repeat the message that I present. Be nice. Take the lead at your workplace. Offer niceties. Offer compliments. Offer to help. As these actions alone will assist in ushering in new interpersonal relationships, which will improve all interpersonal or inter-office working dynamics across multi-generational and multicultural lines. That's pretty powerful. Here's the second thing. Use these niceties to defeat all psychological defense mechanisms the same way car professionals have been demonstrating to secure their sales. As I mentioned at the beginning of this discussion, I've worked for a full-time department for the last 20 years. On average, my fire department retains around 570 full-time firefighting professionals, of which are all A-type personalities. And on any given day may see me interact or simultaneously command around 30 to 40 of them. That's quite the daunting task. So, how do I get through this? It's important for me to say here, and it's important for me to say now, that I heavily depend on pleasantries, inclusive language, team-centered orders to coax my teams into performing without hesitation and without question. Very important. Seen it work. Every day, I make a point to say hello, thank you, and positively engage every single one of my team members, as that is the only way to ensure my coworkers start off on a positive note. That is the only way to set a positive tone. So, give it a try at your place of work. Try starting the day off with a pleasantry. Use the same approach with every worker within your professional circle, and then wait and see. As I guarantee you, such efforts will pay off with improved inter-office dynamics regardless of generational or cultural differences. Next, try that same approach with your family and friends. And once again, I will guarantee you, you'll note the exact same similarly positive results. And lastly, the next time you're making a purchase, be nice. Then, politely and nicely ask if there is a way to discount the price of a ticketed item. And I guarantee you the majority of your pleasantries will be reciprocated with a discount off that select item. So like I said, remember, just be nice. So for now, and until next time, goodbye, au revoir, adios, sayonara, and auf Wiedersehen. Good day.